Hey everybody, Twitch here, and this is Retro Game Ranting. I wanted to give a quick E3 update from me. I just got done watching the Wii U press conference, the Nintendo press conference, I should say. And, well, let's just say I was not as impressed as last year. Wii U, huh? Honestly, I was really hoping they would show more games. It got better at the end when they did finally show games that were going to be coming out on the Wii U. But for the most part, I really thought they would do what they did last year and kind of follow the same format that they did with revealing the Nintendo 3DS. And they kind of did. They did the whole developer interview thing, and there's, there are a couple of big announcements like Assassin's Creed and Batman Arkham City being put out on it, but there wasn't anything along the lines, everything else is pretty much speculation. There was a hint at Battlefield 3 coming out on it, and it's basically developers are just saying like, oh yeah, we love it, we'll make games on it. And so it's kind of up in the air. There's not a lot of confirmation, but you can kind of get it in your head like, okay, well, now pretty much all the games that are coming out on the other systems will also come out on the Wii U as well. So nothing really exclusive or anything like that. I was really kind of hoping, there was actually a few first-person shooters from Aliens to Metro and stuff like that, but nothing people are too excited about. And of course, the 3DS was focused on a lot of games that we heard a lot about in the last E3 are now coming to fruition. Probably the biggest excitement from it all was the fact that we did get to see some of the graphics quality. I'm kind of confused whether the videos that they showed of the games, everything from Darkstalkers 2 and Ninja Gaiden and all that good stuff, were graphics using Wii U's technology, Wii U, um, or if it's just again just the graphics taken from other systems and just showing, hey, these games are going to come out on the Wii U. So I was kind of confused by that. Like Reggie didn't really make it known that, hey, this is what the graphics are going to look like. Apparently, the tech demo of the bird flying around, that was kind of cool. I guess I wasn't really into it. I really was hoping that they would do a better tech demo. They did show off some Zelda kind of tech demo, which a lot of people thought was kind of risky considering they're still trying to sell Skyward Sword. But again, it's Zelda, and you don't have to sell it. You just got to go, hey, look, Zelda, buy it, and people will be like, okay, we're going to buy Zelda now. But I think that was a good thing to do. I kind of would have rather have seen maybe like them do a tech demo with Samus or something like that, a kind of a Metroid tech demo, because for some more explosions, you have more of a chance to make a more exotic environment to show off what you can do. So yeah, the graphics are impressive. The real question now is, again, they focused on control and focused on what the little Wii 2 controller can do. And I read up on it later, and it does look big and bulky, but apparently not. It's really light, and it really is comfortable from what people were saying who have had hands-on on it. And that's kind of good, but it's still huge. I foresee them in the future coming out with like a mini version of the controller where you have a smaller screen and stuff like that, or it's just, a 3-inch, not a 3-inch screen, but a much smaller screen, about the size, so people won't complain about these huge things sitting on their coffee table just waiting to have coffee spilled on them, because those are kind of big. But it is a cool concept. I do agree, it's kind of taking the whole DS concept and bringing it to the big screen. And they kept assuring people that, you could play these hardcore games too. And it was mostly just them saying, yeah, you can play hardcore on it, you can play hardcore on it. It's just basically like they were trying to tread the line between casual and hardcore, and so they used graphics to cater to the hardcore, and they used the Wii 2 controller to cater to casual, and of course they showed old Wii games and how it would integrate with that, and I just kind of think that was a bad idea to kind of show basically old graphics, old games. It's like, well, show us something new, and of course there's some tech demos and that. It's just like they really should have went into this with a few more games up their sleeve. And considering the fact that it relatively is coming out sooner than later, it's coming out next year, and so you'd think they'd have a few. And yes, it was nice to hear, some third-party developers out there, but it wasn't quite as many third-party developers as with the 3DS. And it's good that the 3DS is going to be getting a lot more grade A titles. It's been a very slow start to the 3DS. That's why I haven't bought it yet, because basically there hasn't been anything there besides maybe Super Street Fighter 4 that I've actually want to play. The Mario game looks really sweet. I really look forward to that. Kid Icarus. Luigi's Mansion too. No one thought we'd ever see that. A sequel to Luigi's Mansion. So who knows? I never played the original Luigi's Mansion, but I might now if it ever comes out on 3DS, if I ever get it. So they focused on trying to reassure people that the 3DS is not dead. Well, not dead, but is going to finally have some some better quality games very soon, and of course they didn't focus at all on the Wii besides with Skyward Sword and the 25th anniversary of Zelda, which there's a couple of cool announcements there. I'm a Zelda fan. I don't get to play it. Unfortunately, I'm not able to play Zelda games as hardcore as other people. So, that was really cool that they're going to be doing all that. And so, with the free 4 swords download and all sorts of other goodies. So that was really cool that way. I was really hoping they'd have like a compilation CD with some remastered versions of the old Nintendo and Super Nintendo games. That would just be really sweet. If they just put the Game Boy, Nintendo, and Super Nintendo games all in one CD and released it for the Wii, and maybe remastered it instead of just doing what they did with Mario and just put back out, Super Mario All-Stars. This way they do it right, that would have been really cool. That would definitely be worth the money, but, who knows, whatever. So, not hugely disappointed, not hugely excited. The E3, I'll probably come back with some more E3 thoughts. I really didn't think so far anything's been that exciting about it. Last year it was awesome. I felt all this energy, and I'm like, oh my God, I gotta run around and tell everyone about the 3DS. And this time it's like, oh, the Wii too, okay. And again, it's going to be interesting to see how the graphics turn out because it just looks slightly better. They haven't really shown anything that really shows off what makes it different from the other, like the 360 and the PS3, So it just makes me think, when the next generation Microsoft game, Sony game comes out, does that just mean, is Nintendo going to be left in the dust? Is it going to be, again, the lowest quality graphics-wise, Because if it's just slightly better than the PS3, that means when the PS4 comes out, it's going to be, that means the Wii 2 will be back to, or the Wii U will be back to being kind of like the Wii and have the least amount of graphics. So for current generation games, it'll still probably be able to play them, but will that mean the graphics won't be quite as impressive? So is it going to end up playing tail again, So I don't know. I'm excited. I'm waiting for some more information on games coming out. I'm really excited about, Batman and the fact that they showed blood with Ninja Gaiden and on the E3 conference and stuff like that. So that's kind of interesting. So I'm waiting to see. I'm waiting. I guess they're going to have another private press conference, and there'll be more then. And so we might hear some more about some more games, and it'll be. I really, really want them to release more videos of just to show off the graphical technology. Apparently there's another tech demo that was more impressive than the one they showed on the E3 press conference. I really, really wish they would have showed that instead. From what it sounds like, it's leaps and bounds better than the little bird flying around and picking flowers. Gamers don't want to pick flowers. They want to shoot something in the head, for crying out loud. They want action, explosions. So who knows? I'm sure Nintendo will be doing that eventually. I'm going to check on Nintendo's website. I'm going to hook my Wii up on the Wii channel, the Wii video channel that they have on there. They usually have some great E3 updates, and so I'm going to check on there too. So it'll be interesting to see. Other than that, nothing too impressive so far. We'll have to see for E3, both on all systems. But I might come back and do a further E3 blog. But that's just kind of my first impressions on Nintendo's E3. pretty good. Not extravagant, you know, nothing I'm going to go right home to, but leads me optimistic. We'll see. If they start releasing some more titles, you know, saying some more things about what the games are going to be coming out, and then we'll see what happens. I'd like to see Battlefield 3. I'd like to see that on there. Kind of sounds like the developers are like, yeah, we'd want to do that. You know, I'd like to see some other stuff. You know, BioShock would be kind of cool. I'd like to see some Valve games on there. That'd be kind of nifty to see some Portal 2. Just hooking up with a good third-party developer and getting some really high-quality stuff on there. And of course, proving that they're online, which they hinted at being very complex and stable and stuff like that. Whatever. If they can get that right, then you know that'll be awesome. So, and of course, the 3DS with the download store, that looks like it's has potential right again, as long as Nintendo doesn't lose focus. So, anyway, leave your comments below. What did you think about the Nintendo press conference? What did you think about the other press conferences? Have you been impressed with this year's E3 overall so far? It's not over with yet, of course. There's still going to be some surprises. Do you think anything's going to really wow us, or do you think it's just, you know, pretty much we're all going to come away with, yeah, well, we were expecting that. You know, I was expecting that from Sony. We were expecting that from Microsoft. Ooh, Halo 4 was announced. Yay! Is it bad that I'm more excited about the Halo Anniversary Edition versus, even though I don't own a 360, but I'd rather play that versus Halo 4? It seems like if Bungie's not behind it, like everyone I talk to who are hardcore Halo fans are not excited at all. They're just like, well, I'm waiting for Bungie's next game. It's like, to most Halo fans, Halo Reach was the last Halo game because that was the last game Bungie was attached to. So we'll see. Putting in the hands of other developers, we'll see. But anyway, that's a blog for another thing. Till next time, game fans, this is Twitch. Keep playing.